Hello Internet Allies, how are you doing? So this video is going to be a bit of a rant, I'm not going to lie, about Twitter. I've definitely noticed, recently, this year, that I feel like there's just been, a lot of negativity, especially on Twitter, compared to, the other social media websites. Whilst no social media is perfect, I just kind of feel like Twitter is kind of probably the most toxic social media I think out there, in my opinion. The reason I say this is compared to other social media websites, I feel like Facebook, you just have people you know on Facebook, and the people that see your posts and the people whose posts you see are always people you mutually know. So I feel like people are generally a bit more careful about what they post on Facebook because of that. Because of this, I think people are more respectful on Facebook. Instagram, I think as long as you don't compare yourself to other people, which can be quite difficult, Instagram's fine. I think Instagram's my favourite of all the social medias, I'm not gonna lie, because you get to see pretty pictures. I think just as long as you don't compare yourself to that person who's gone on holiday to that place you've always wanted to go, or that person with that ideal body you wish you had, I think you'll be okay. Websites like LinkedIn, that's kind of mainly just for business, so people don't tend to whine as much on LinkedIn either. So I think a lot of people have a lot more freedom of speech on Twitter because it is so quick. Basically, the character limit is basically 280 characters, whereas back in today it used to be 140. I don't know why I went northern there, but I do love a northern accent actually, I'm not gonna lie. But I do feel like a lot of people do kind of abuse this kind of freedom of speech and do end up posting things negative or hateful things without really kind of thinking about the consequences that might have to people that read that. I mean, to be honest, I don't really feel like a day goes by where I don't see something negative on Twitter. Even this morning, I heard someone basically kind of attacking somebody for having tattoos and for saying that it looks unprofessional, and basically when you're older your kids will be embarrassed by them. I'm just it's just so unnecessary and just so spiteful and so narrow-minded and old-fashioned, to think that way, to be honest. And yeah, I just kind of really wish that the internet was kind of more a positive place for people, which is kind of why I feel like from now on I kind of do want to kind of start posting more positive stuff on social media. And I'll be honest, I'm not totally innocent of posting my fair share of negative thoughts on Twitter. Yeah, Twitter especially, I think a few years ago, when I was really quite conscious of subscriber numbers, I was I'm desperate for subscribers, please subscribe to me. I was one of those annoying sub for sub people as well, and it was yeah, I mean, looking back, I kind of really regret tweeting those kind of things. There are also those passive aggressive tweets as well, which again, I mean, I've posted some of them in the past, which I'm not really proud of, to be honest. So yeah, I think we could just all do with being a bit more positive on Twitter. Twitter's not all bad. However, I will stress this: think before you tweet, okay? So I'm just going to read this off my phone because I can't remember the quote off by heart, but I did find this post on social media which I do think it rings really, really true, and it says, before you post, think. So is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? And if it's none of those things, then don't bother posting it. because we kind of want to make the internet a safer and better place for everyone. I think a couple of tips and tidbits I can think of to help with this is, if you see something on social media, if you see a post on social media that kind of makes you angry or kind of makes you feel uncomfortable or whatever, take some time to, calm down before sort of replying, if you feel the need to reply at all. I think the reason for me saying this is because I feel like when you are angry, you sometimes kind of say things without thinking, you kind of say things you might not even mean, and you can come across as a bit harsh as well. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with posting harmless opinions, and I really don't mind if people, disagree with me on those harmless opinions, to be honest. But Yeah, like I think, you know, just kind of be respectful of my opinion and I'll be respectful of yours. I think that's basically the golden rule of opinions. I'd also say think about the people that are going to see your social media posts. You know, I think the reason I say this is because, you know, how are they going to feel when reading your post? You know, is it going to hurt them? Is it going to bother them? Is it going to upset or anger them? I'd also avoid like posting things that you wouldn't want said about you as well. So for example, you know, if I was kind of, you know, critiquing like what somebody was wearing online, I don't like being critiqued about what I wear, to be honest. You know, I don't think that's a very nice thing to do. Like, so I probably would avoid, you know, posting something like that. I'd also think, you know, is criticism always like necessary when posting it online as well? Is the criticism you're giving somebody necessary? Can they learn from it? You know, is it constructive? You know, if you do have to criticize somebody online, you know, kind of ask yourself that. You know, if you do need to criticize somebody, you know, try to make it constructive, try and make it something that they can learn from. Another thing, I really don't like confrontation, especially online, because you can't kind of read people's like tones of voices like in written word. Well, I find it difficult too anyway, so that's basically why I really try to like avoid any kind of like confrontation or conflict online. I mean, if a confrontation does need to happen, I would much rather it happen like in person, face to face or whatever. So certain celebrities, I'm not going to name names because I don't really believe they deserve the publicity, but you know, some celebrities are like so toxic on Twitter especially, and you know, can post quite hurtful, hateful, negative stuff, especially regarding the LGBTQ community. You know, sometimes they belittle mental health. You know, sometimes they can like post like racist and sexist stuff as well, and you know, old-fashioned and narrow-minded views, and none of that is okay at all. And I do feel like, you know, that kind of stuff can have like a negative and damaging impact on people that read those kind of stuff, you know, making them feel like, you know, then they're not accepted, not worthy, and that's not okay at all. To be honest, if you do have like any sort of following on social media, it's your like duty and responsibility to be kind to your audience and for the people who can see what you post on social media. Being unkind, being hateful, being hurtful, being negative, that is not only damaging, but it's also really kind of irresponsible as well. And I do feel like these kind of things need to be monitored a lot more carefully on social media. So, you know, you might be thinking, well, if you think Twitter's so toxic, Rob, why don't you just not go on Twitter? To be honest, I just kind of want to make the internet a better place. You know, I just kind of want to be a bit more positive on social media. Also, you know, Twitter is sometimes like my primary source of keeping in touch with certain friends as well. So I don't really want to get rid of Twitter just for that, because, you know, like the friends that do use Twitter, you know, I do find their tweets genuinely interesting as well. So yeah, and I feel like, you know, we might share like similar goals as well to basically keep more positive on Twitter. I think even then though, like, I think Twitter's not really perfect for like keeping in touch with people, because like Twitter doesn't always like notify me, and it doesn't always notify my friends when we send each other messages, so it can go like days without like hearing from these friends, and I will think, oh my god, are they ignoring me? But like the truth is that like basically they've not seen that Twitter sent them like the private message notification. so yeah, Twitter, sort that out please, thanks. So yeah, thanks guys for watching my little rant about Twitter. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did, and hope you're having a wonderful day guys. Until next time, keep smiling, bye.